PlayStation, the console that changed the game. In the world of entertainment, few brands have managed to revolutionize how we play, how we think, and how we connect with one another. In 1994, Sony released a console that would not only disrupt the industry, but define it. This is the story of PlayStation, a story of rivalry, innovation, risk, and a global phenomenon that changed gaming forever. The origins of PlayStation begin not with triumph, but betrayal. In the late 1980s, Sony was quietly working with Nintendo to develop a CD-ROM add-on for the Super Nintendo. Ken Kutaragi, an ambitious Sony engineer, believed that optical discs were the future of gaming. But the partnership collapsed when Nintendo secretly struck a deal with Philips instead. Sony, humiliated, had a choice: walk away or fight back. Ken Kutaragi said, "We had already done the work. I knew we couldn't let it go to waste." And so, Sony went solo, betting their reputation on an unproven idea. They forged ahead. In 1994, the Sony PlayStation launched in Japan. A year later, it hit the US and Europe. The gaming world would never be the same. With cutting-edge 3D graphics and CD-quality sound, the PlayStation 1 opened new creative frontiers. It welcomed mature audiences with cinematic storytelling and edgy marketing that spoke to teenagers and young adults. Games like Final Fantasy VII introduced millions to RPGs. Resident Evil birthed the survival horror genre. Gran Turismo redefined realism in racing. And with hits like Crash Bandicoot and Tekken, Sony had a first-party lineup to rival Nintendo. Sony didn't just create a console, they created a culture. They made gaming cool. By 2000, the PlayStation had sold over 100 million units. It wasn't just a success, it was a seismic shift. When Sony unveiled the PlayStation 2 in 2000, expectations were sky-high. They exceeded them all. The PS2 wasn't just a gaming machine yet, it was a home entertainment hub. It played DVDs, which helped the format take off globally. It introduced backward compatibility, and its game library would become one of the most celebrated in history. From Grand Theft Auto 3 to God of War, from Shadow of the Colossus to Metal Gear Solid 2, the PS2 was a canvas for the industry's most ambitious storytelling. With over 155 million units sold, the PS2 remains the best-selling console of all time. It didn't just dominate the market, it became a cultural artifact. With confidence came challenge. The PlayStation 3, released in 2006, launched with a high price tag and a complex architecture that baffled developers. Microsoft's Xbox 360 seized the moment. But Sony learned. Over time, the PS3 saw critical success. With games like Uncharted, The Last of Us, and Little Big Planet, it reclaimed respect, even if it never fully reclaimed the lead. In 2013, Sony came out swinging. The PlayStation 4 was powerful, affordable, and most importantly, developer-friendly. While Microsoft stumbled with its Xbox One launch, Sony doubled down on gamers. Their slogan, "This is for the players," resonated deeply. The PS4 era saw some of the most critically acclaimed games of all time. Spider-Man, God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and more. Streaming integration and digital gaming exploded, and Sony quietly became the face of gaming. With over 117 million units sold, the PS4 was a generational victory and a return to dominance. In 2020, the world faced a pandemic, but that didn't stop the PlayStation 5 from making waves. With its ultra-fast SSD ray tracing capabilities and revolutionary DualSense controller, the PS5 reimagined immersion. From the sweeping beauty of Demon's Souls to the interdimensional chaos of Ratchet Clank, Sony proved it wasn't just about power, it was about experience. However, chip shortages slowed its early growth, But by 2024, the PS5 became one of the fastest-selling consoles in history. From its roots in a corporate disagreement to becoming a global icon, PlayStation has reshaped not just the gaming world, but culture itself. Its franchises have become household names. Its hardware, a staple of homes across continents, and its influence, woven into films, music, fashion, and art. The PlayStation controller is recognized almost as widely as the Nike swoosh or Apple logo, and its games emotionally resonant, boundary-pushing, unforgettable, and have defined a generation. PlayStation didn't just change how we play, it changed what games could be. It gave us worlds to escape to, stories to feel, and moments to remember. As technology continues to evolve, one thing is certain: the legacy of PlayStation is still being written. A legacy that began in 1994 with a gray box and a bold dream to change the way we play, to change the way we feel, and to change the way we connect with stories and with each other. PlayStation, a name that transcends mere plastic and circuits. A name that has become a symbol of imagination, innovation, and inspiration. From the moment the first disc spun in the original PlayStation, we were transported. We became adventurers with Crash Bandicoot, mercenaries with Solid Snake, and survivors in a haunting world with Resident Evil. For many, the PlayStation wasn't just a console, it was a portal to escape the pressures of real life. A space where we could be heroes, racers, warriors, or even just someone trying to rebuild a life. It brought us not just games, but memories. The heart-pounding boss battles, the sleepless nights trying to beat that one impossible level, the laughter of local co-op, and the friendships forged across online lobbies. PlayStation didn't just connect us to games, it connected us to each other. For some, it offered a creative spark and inspiration to become game developers, storytellers, artists, and musicians. For others, it was a source of comfort during hard times, a reminder that joy could still be found even in the darkest moments. In bedrooms, living rooms, and dorms around the world, PlayStation became a part of our personal history. With each new generation, from the groundbreaking PS1 to the powerhouse PS5, PlayStation has continued to raise the bar, not just in technology, but in emotion, in storytelling, in impact. It gave us journeys and universes to explore, online gaming to play with friends and other gamers around the world. The PlayStation was born from a dream, and that dream was to make people happy through technology. That's the story of PlayStation, the console that changed the game. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date on our latest documentaries and help support our channel